Hey, Lance.
Hey, Patty.
How's it going, everybody?
Sorry I didn't respond when you said, hey. I'm trying to open up my Zoom window because I minimized it and it's not opening back up.
No worries.
Okay, I guess that's what it does. All right. Having a good Friday so far?
Yeah, it's good. It's busy.
Oh, right on. That's
So,
good. Busy's good.
Yeah. How about you?
It's going good.
Yeah.
Going well so far. Yeah. Can't
Good.
complain.
Yeah. How was yesterday?
Yesterday was good. Yesterday was good. I really took what they said to heart about the having your own not mission statement, but value proposition. So I've been trying to do a lot of research on that.
Yeah, I gotta look at the recording. Wasn't able to make it yesterday, so.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, it was good. It was a good class. Still trying to fix my website right now. It's kind of confusing because some of the pages don't show up when I'm creating it, and I want to delete them.
Which one is it? Is for the real estate or?
Yeah, it's on command.
Okay, yeah, I haven't had a chance to. I have to get into my software program, start to add my names and addresses. I've got to get into that this weekend.
Yeah, it's not too hard, but at the same time, I'm not that good at it, so
No.
I don't know how to fix some things.
Sure.
Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. Delete. There we go. Learning.
Hello, everyone. Oh, there's a big echo in this room.
Hey, Maury.
Hi, Maury. You're the first person I heard. I thought everyone could hear but me.
Yeah, we're waiting for Joey, I guess.
Yep, he will be on in just a few minutes.
All right. Find and win the buyer. I want to find and win the seller.
Hey, is it busy in the office, Maury? Is it busy in the office?
Busy? No, there's nobody in the office. Hardly anyone comes to the office. It's quiet. But I'm busy, thank God. I'm going out.
Wow, the echo is bad. Is it you or is it this?
No, it's the room. It's the room. Because I'm in the training room at the office.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there he is.
I think he's on the phone.
On mute. Oh, he's on the phone. Okay, we'll start without you.
Take the lead.
Yeah, Joey's on the phone. Let's see. See you? Can you see him?
Yeah. I'm like, that confusing.
Have you represented more buyers or more sellers, Maury?
Oh, buyers. I think I only had 2 sellers.
Yeah.
My first was a seller, which was.
Oh, that's good. Hey.
We were the first ones to do COVID compliance.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, hey, Merv, are you on the other side of this equation?
Yep, I'm here.
Moving it along? All right.
Yep.
How's everybody doing? So let me take just a couple minutes to take your temperature to see where you guys are in the process and how it's all going for you. How are you finding these night sessions?
They're great. I love the fact that different agents teach.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great. I think it's a great opportunity to see how different people run business, right? You know, there's 10 people on here, all in different ways, all make have different unique value propositions, right? And so I think it's really great that you get to see how other people connect and run their businesses in the framework of, listen, you have to build relationships every day. How you do that, you know, that's my equivalent to lead generation is relationship building. How you do that is unique to you, right? But you have to do it in a methodical, systematic way, regardless, right? And so I think, yeah, whoever said that, I think it was Maury, said that he likes to see all the different people teaching, and I feel the same way. Anybody else?
I took McKnight in my last office, but that was back in about 2011, I think. So this is a refresher course, and who knows what else I might learn that I don't already know.
Old every day. I'm learning, after 20 years in this business, I learned something new today, right? And I want to keep it that way. That's how we progress. That's how we stay connected to the opportunity of now. I think it's great, Clint. Anybody else?
Joey, it's Matthew. Can you repeat the question exactly?
The question is, it's about Ignite, right? It's about this Ignite program. How are you getting along, and what are you learning? What are your feedback on this course?
Got it. So everybody here is prepared for the course already?
Yeah, well, this is like session number 7, which is a standalone session, but it is it's a module of 14 classes.
And we're on buyers?
Today is Find and Win with Buyers. Yep.
We're asking for questions, or we're asking for what our training
no
is?
Questions yet. So this is a really compact kind of, we'll take questions at the very end. A very, very compact class. I like to get in, get through this. There's a lot of information to get through in an hour, and at the end we'll take some questions. I always drag it out for too long, so I want to make sure that I'm being respectful of everybody's time here, right? All right. So let's push forward into the class itself, right? And Merv, you want to start with the first slide there? All right. So what we're going to go over today is what successful agents do every day, right? And it's the 2 big buckets. It's growing your business and running your business. On the growing business side, there is, there's lead generating for buyers and sellers. There's making seller listing presentations and getting listings. There's also to make buyer presentations and get listings, right? How's that different? Yeah. Well, working with buyers and working with sellers, and then preview real estate, right? Is growing your business. It's how do I get opportunities, and where does my opportunity lie? Running your business is, market sellers listings, show buyers houses, negotiate contracts, transaction management to closing, vendor management, who's on my team, setting goals, compliance and risk management. That's through the deal process, attending training, and getting coaching, and then managing my profit, right? Manage your money. Today, okay. So the understanding the importance that our database is how to take advantage of their sphere and of influence allows us to. So at the center of all of this is our database, guys. The database is the heart of our business and the heart of your business. Merv, could you put everybody on mute so we can? What does that mean? I don't know. All right. So as we go forward, let's go to an overview of today. Next slide, Merlin, please. What we're going to focus on today is, I think we already went through this, Merv. Here we go. All right, so the first part is find buyers. So it's find buyers, cultivate buyer leads, qualify buyer leads, sign the agreement, and then that equals a payday. So finding buyers, 89% of buyers purchase their home through a real estate agent, okay? So only 11% of people are going buyer direct or seller representation direct, right? 41% of buyers found their agent through a referral from friends and family. That is a powerful connection to others. There's nothing like a warm lead. There's nothing like a friend asking me, do you know anyone who you can refer for real estate? And me enthusiastically saying, you know what? Patty Pelton is one of the best realtors that I know. She's a friend. I trust her. Here is her number. And guess what? Is it okay if I tell Patty and about you and give Patty your number? That is like a slam dunk all day, every day. You want to create advocates out there for you and your business. There's, like I said, there's nothing stronger than a warm lead. Giving someone having someone give a potential client your card is great, but the follow through of, you want to train your advocates to say, is it okay if I give Patty your information? Okay, because in that, it puts the power back onto you, the realtor, and gives you that leverage that you need for Patty to call and say, hi, Joey, our mutual friend Joey said that you were looking for a house and that I might be able to help you. How can I help? Boom, right? I mean, I think that is, you will close a deal with that person for sure, right? 75% of buyers interviewed only one real estate agent during their home search. Okay, that's why it's so important for you to be in harm's way of as many opportunities as possible. Our job is a relationship job. For me to be in relationship with any given client in a personal way for the opportunity to serve them or the people they know someday. The more people that I have in that queue who know me, know what I do, know that I am of value, care about me. If you get people to feel something for you, that is next level stuff. When people feel something for you, they want to be a part of your success. So that is your responsibility to be of value to that particular client or that particular relationship. So what I always say is we're in the business of fostering existing relationships or starting new relationships. That's what we should be doing constantly, right? 51% of buyers visited an open house as a way to search for homes. That is a non-confrontational way to get in, to start that search, right? They can't do it now. So what are they doing? They're going to the internet. And that's where they're getting their information primarily is from the internet. So how can we, we'll talk about either today or in a future class, how to get in front of potential clients. A lot of agents are using Facebook ads right now and Google search words, Google search SEO to garner opportunities. It's an opportunity. I know agents who are getting business from that, but you're talking about like 100 leads to one closing, right? All right, Merv. This is the lead generation funnel, which I think is really an interesting. It used to be much more simplified, right? And now we are we're breaking down even tighter. Let's look at it. So you found the lead, right? You've captured it, right? And that's this first section here. through your prospecting marketing, or, you know, internet leads or Facebook leads or SEO, you have a captured information on someone whose level of interest can be from gotta buy today, ready to go, to, yeah, I was just looking at houses. It's like a hobby of mine, right? So the first part of that, that's the capture piece of it. Then it moves on to a lead. So we have their information, and we're, you know, it's a one-way conversation, right? It's an all, we get their information and we're sending them stuff, right? But we're not getting anything back. It's our goal at that point to move the leads to contacts. And that is about creating a two-way conversation. Everyone you have a conversation with can be added to a smart plan. And so, you know, just so they can start listening to you, right? But it's not until you want to trigger the response so that you can start being of value to them, right? And that won't happen with everyone. So of those 100 leads, maybe, you know, they dump into here and you put all those 100 people on a smart plan. You're pushing out information to them. You have certain information from them, but there's no dialogue. You do your best to create compelling information and to be of service, you know, and open for any dialogue. But you really want to focus, maybe of those 120 people, ask a question or start a dialogue with you. Say, hey, I'm looking for this. If you happen to come across, you know, a 3-bedroom in this area for this price, send it to me, right? And they try to keep it not. People's inclination is to be non-committal. You're a stranger, right? At this point, you want to move that conversation. You know, we're talking about internet leads right now. We could be talking about farming. We could be talking about networking. It's still the same. You want to move that lead over to a two-way conversation, right? And in that conversation, you are doing a needs analysis and you are developing ways to be of value. How can I help you today? Sometimes that is real estate related. Sometimes that is information, you know, that is not real estate related. Sometimes that's for a buy today. Sometimes that, you know, oh, we're just looking and we're thinking about, you know, buying in a year, right? So there are ways for you to be of service in that time period to cultivate that relationship and bring that relationship to the next level, right? All right, and that next level is cultivating. That's interactive and it's action-based touch programs. You're stepping up. You know what they want, either today, in the near future, in the distant future. You know what they want, and you have a focused response for them. Okay. And then again, that cultivation. So that 100 moves to 20, moves to 20 contacts, and there are people you're having two-way conversations. Then you're moving them into cultivate, where you actually know what they want, and you are trying to fill their order, whether it be real estate related, real estate adjacent, or some other connective point. But the idea is that you are cultivating that pool to move them to appointment. And the appointment is when they raise their hand and say, I have a need. and I'm interested in having you tell me more about how you would represent me. If you've done a good job in that cultivation piece, that cultivation, I say, is equivalent to the relationship building piece, right? You should be garnering information about who they are, what their appetite is for real estate, what are the elements that are important to them, and so that when you get to that appointment, you can have a really focused conversation with them about moving them, getting them what they want, right? That's the point. And then you see 6 is the appointment moves to active, which means looking for the search together, right? And then under contract to close, right? The leading indicators of your business or for the future is in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, because that is going to determine how many the amount of leads that you cultivate, get to contacts, and contacts to cultivate is going to determine how many appointments you get. How many appointments you get are going to lead to how many active clients you have, and how many active clients you get are going to lead to how many people you get under contract, and then the lagging indicator in all of this is the closing and the profit that comes along with that, right? Does that make sense? That's a little off script, but let's. I think it's really important. I think this is a really great. Illustration of the life of a lead, right? That makes sense. All right, let's move it forward. So we have some tools, right? We have some tools to do that. And smart plans in Command are one of the tools. So demonstrate how to go into smart plans. Go to the contacts and click onto the smart plan link on the left side.
Joey, can I say something really quick?
You sure can. Who's this?
At the spot you were at that you just left regarding the cultivation and the client development to contract.
Yeah.
I have to say that the most important thing that I found in developing any agent from going from, let's just say, a level they're at now to double or triple that level, is that once you get one contract, you always got to work twice, 3 times as hard to get 2, 3 more contracts, and then get yourself up to a level where you can get 5 contracts, 6 contracts a month.
And to Matthew's
but you
point,
have to
hustle.
actually hustle more the more you actually have going, and then your ball starts to actually develop.
So to Matthew's point, it's what a lot of the new agents do specifically. Matthew, these are mostly a lot of new agents on this call.
Right, but I was a new agent rookie of the year here, so
Absolutely.
I'm trying to.
No. It's important to understand what a lot of new agents do is they stop once they get their hook in a fish in a contract, right? They stop fishing. Right, and they focus on this one fish. So
once you get the hook in the fish, you know how to hook a fish. So now you got to fish stronger.
Yep, and that's about systems, and smart plans are one of those systems to keep you methodically and systematically lead generating or relationship building while you are in.
And the key right there is, and this is what I've always been told by the gray hairs in this business, is number 1, at this step, it's very simple. F technology. F it. You need a one pager for every client you have that you contact, and you need that in a binder, 3-ring binder that you keep as your baby. And then anytime you're in between clients, someone's late, whatever, you're dropping your kid off and you have extra 5 minutes, whatever you want to call it, you have your binder right there, and you go through and you call your people that you already have in your calls, and then you could develop warm, soft, whatever, call this person once a month, call this person once a week, whatever you want to call it, let them tell you to back off.
Yep.
But you already have the relationship. You can just continue to build the relationship. How's your kids? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or whatever it is.
So, and to Matthew's point, technology is not a replacement for relationship building. And Matthew, this
is going back to like the old Xerox trainings of the best salesman in the history of the state. You know what I mean?
Those
that's
guys
my
were
training.
also raised on Rolodexes, right? They built their business.
Right. I'm just saying I'm from that. This is all guys from that era of.
And technology has, or I should say, our technology has evolved in it's not a replace. This smart plan that I'm talking about is not about the technology doing the work for you. It's the technology prompting you to do exactly what you're talking about, right?
In today's technology, it could be how you save your contacts. You could have all your contacts into a folder on your phone, and you could have them all developed in that way, whatever you want. However you have your book, there's no replacement for having that one that's solid, just because it's cool to write on and stuff like that.
I agree. No, it's true.
And doodle or whatever while you're talking, or take notes while you're talking, because you can't take notes and talk with technology very easily. So I found that by hand is the best way. So that's how you write down like kids' name, favorite, whatever. They like to shop at Nordstrom's to get their kids gifts. Whatever is going on in their lives, you're picking up nuggets. And you don't realize in the back end of the beginning of that training portion of, because a lot of people are shy or whatever you want to call it. You just want to be their friend, their confidant, someone they trust, and then develop from there. Because if they're talking to you, there's a reason, and find that reason for them, and then connect with them, and then get their trust, and then they have other people, and everybody's gonna have other people's.
Agreed. You want to be part of the vernacular of their life. Absolutely. All right, Merv, let's go forward. Merlin, maybe. There you go. We're going to move on to qualifying leads, right? And so, going back to, when those leads are moving through that funnel, some people are ready and willing to buy right now. Some are, saying 3 months out. Some are saying we don't know when. We're just kind of cruising. You want to make sure that you are focusing your efforts on the people who the bulk of your efforts should be on the people who are ready to do something today, right? Then after you've satisfied them for the day, then you move on to your next group, which is they're going to buy in the next 3 months. And then you should seize people who are in the C category, not ready right now. They're the ones that you should have on some systematic drip system to move them from lead to cultivate. No, or from, what is the one in between that? Oh, I forgot that one now. I'm visual. From contacts to cultivate, right? So there's a lot of people who are going to get stuck in this contact piece, right? I know them, they know me, they know what I do, they like me, they trust me, they just don't have a need, right? So that's the cultivation group, that's C. The B's are, they're moved over into, you might have had an appointment with them, but they're in that cultivate, and they are ready to move in the next few months, weeks, into that active position, right? But you know what they want, you know when they want it, and you are there to get it. So, the A buyers, they're able, ready, and willing to purchase. They will be under contract in a matter of weeks as soon as you find them what they want. The B, they're ready and willing, but not able right now. Something must happen first. Get their existing home under contract, wait for their lease to expire, or get some cash or from their tax refund, etc. And then the C is they have no immediate need. They may have a very exacting situation. For example, if they sell their property for a specific price or get a house on the street they have always loved, they're always up for it, right? And so, move to the next slide, Merlin, buyer lead sheet. And guys, this is about doing a needs analysis. You want to practice doing a needs analysis on your clients. Merv, could you move to the next slide, please? Maybe, please. Buyer lead sheets are a way to do that. You're collecting information like Matthew was talking about, but you're also categorizing them in a way. The more information you have, price, motivation, location, wants and needs, timeline, finances, availability. The more information you have on a specific client, the better you can find them what they want.
Can I give an example right there of how to capitalize?
Sure.
So if you do a good needs analysis, you have, okay, they want to buy in this area or that area in this price range. Guess what? You have a buyer. You can then go and send letters and call the specific areas where they want, where they're the properties that aren't listed, and bring them information about the listed properties in the marketplace, finding out if they want to buy or sell, and seeing what they can go and get if they sold. Now you got two clients, and so that's the best way to work it is when you get one, you have to use that one client for what it's worth once you get an identified needs analysis.
Yeah.
They have X amount of money. They want to buy here in the future if they could. How do you make that happen? So it may not be today's market. It may be the market has to fall for them. So they're on the fence. But then you get them and you know what they are.
Yeah.
You want every client, you have to have the needs analysis completed. Otherwise, you don't know what they need.
So Matthew has a commercial background, and in a commercial mindset, they're looking at a chessboard, and each one of those pieces is a client, and a client with specific needs, specific criteria, and they're looking to move. They're looking to get one client to move from point A to point B, and another client to move from point C to point A, where they used to be, and another client to move from point F to point C. They're looking to do as many deals in a domino effect as they possibly could on that chessboard, right? And so I think that's an interesting.
Because that then gives you, you have a buyer, let's just say they want to buy in Carson. This other buyer, they want to buy on the west side. This other buyer wants to buy here. Okay, good. Go market to those places directly saying, I have a buyer for your house. Are you interested in selling? You're going to put out whatever, 300 things. You're going to get 50 calls back. Now you got real clients who are real 50 from the other real one client. Now you have 51 real clients fast.
Agreed. Yeah, it's better to do 3 deals than 1 deal, right? Right,
exactly.
Move forward.
I'm just trying to show how to capitalize on what because the needs analysis and what he's explaining is what you got to do. It's the strongest, most important thing.
Keep it moving. Okay, great. So, and I absolutely agree. And a lot of times, especially in the single family world, we have a kind of shallow view of the opportunity, where that opportunity could be 3 moves.
A better school,
Absolutely. 3 moves.
closer to
instead
the
of one.
beach.
Absolutely. All right. And the better you know your client's needs, the more compelling a story you can tell for them. Right. So the next point is moving from cultivate to appointment, the appointment to signing a buyer's agreement. Right. And so asking for business, asking for the appointment, and and assess financial needs. Right. So here, I'll go off a little off script here in the buyer agreement. The buyer agreement comes at the end of you laying out your value proposition in the process. So it's not like someone calls you on the phone, oh, you want me to show you property? Before I show you properties, here, sign this. That is never, it's like asking somebody to get married on the first date. Or engaged. We'll back it up a little bit. Engaged on the first date. Oh, before we go out, I need you to sign, an agreement that your intention is to get married to me someday, right? It's a ridiculous scenario. So
Sorry, Joey, but most of my clients do have to sign first to talk to me.
Well, that's in the commercial world.
I was just joking.
It's good for you. Well, it'd be great if we created such a brand awareness that the desirability to work with us would be so great that you could say something like that. But to get to that point, you need to have market awareness that, oh, this guy is the guy who's going to get me what I want. Right. And for me to get what I want, I need to sign an agreement with that guy because he's gotten all these other people what they want. And people get to that point in the realm of possibility. But what we want to do is, for us regular folk, we want the opportunity. We move from cultivate to appointment. That appointment is about laying out the process and how I am going to help you in that process. What am I going to do in that process to get you what you want, right? And at the end of that, if you've done it correctly and walk them through the process, what their responsibilities are, what your responsibilities are, what they can expect, what you can expect from each other in the relationship, and laying out how you're going to get them what they want. At the end of that is that's when the documentation comes in. That's when that memorialization of the relationship and everything you talked about moving forward gets brought into the conversation. So, you're
Can I say something really quick, Joey?
Sure.
That usually I've found for new agents to master the process and really focusing on it to be successful takes about 2 years, no matter how good the agent possibly is. So you really got to focus on the process. Each of these lines of words that he's giving you, each is something that is a line item that you have to master, literally. And people don't understand that.
Yeah, well,
They're new.
and I think that there's opportunity to do some prelay, like the better you were in, I think you make up some of that time. I think the single family process is a little, it has a
No, but I'm saying is understanding the contracts and, and being able to manage contracts and do them confidently and all that kind of stuff. You have to sort of gone through the whole process.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It takes, maybe it's a year to have done 10, but I mean, you got to get them done in order to master the process.
The more you do, the better you are at having this conversation.
And that's why also working on teams to learn the process, meaning like help your friend or help your guy in the office who sits at the desk next to you and work on his contract together and then you both learn the process.
I agree. There's absolutely, I agree. There's value to that for sure.
Learn as much of the process. The process is so important, and it's hard to learn. It's the one thing that keeps an agent from staying as an agent and not staying as an agent.
Agreed. Engaging in the process. So it's building a muscle of mastery of this process and these conversations. And you will be, the more you have them, the better you'll get at them. You can pick up some slack in having charisma, right? You can pick up some slack in having the right relationships, and all of that is an advantage for your client. Right? I haven't done a deal in 1,000 years. An old friend called and is like, can you help me find something? I showed them one property. They were starting their inquiry, right? So I did a needs analysis. I found them a couple properties. I took them to this one property, the duplex that they were looking at, that they were interested in, and it had 3 offers on it already, and they were encounters. And so I went with them to look at it. And for me, it's fun, right? Because it's something I don't do all the time. And so I was out there, and the owner was there, and I was schmoozing with the owner, and my client was engaged in a conversation, and they got all excited about it. And I said, we're going to write an offer for you when we go home. I wrote them a full price offer. I sent it over to the agent, and the agent's like, what did you do over there? Because they called me back like the next day. They're like, what did you do over there? Because after you left, the owner called me and said, if the people who saw the property today write an offer that is reasonable, I want to accept their offer. And he accepted our offer. And so again, you use your special powers in all of those pieces of the relationship. All right, Merv, let's move on a little bit. So NAR 2019 profile of home buyers and sellers states that 20% of all buyers pre-qualified for a mortgage online, and only 11% found their mortgage lender online. This means that you can be a great resource by requesting or suggesting a few great lenders in your area. Having trusted sources of support for your clients is a way for you to build them. I mean, Andy is my preferred lender. She has always done a great job in supporting my clients and responding in a timely manner, and more importantly, closing the deals. There really is a chasm between promises and delivering. Okay. I've had 20 plus years of experience with lenders. Where I draw the line is, if you make a promise, if you say you could do something, you better do it. Okay. If you make a promise and you don't deliver on it, or you don't communicate properly to the client, that's where I draw the line. Andy, I've been in business with the longest of any lender I possibly in my career, and she always delivers on what she says. If she can't do it, she'll tell them right up front. It's okay if she can't do it. There are certain things she can't do, right? Maybe there's somebody else who could do it. She will exhaust every opportunity, but if she can't do it, then I trust her, right? You know what I mean? But I'd rather she say that up front than say, oh yeah, I can get that done, no worries, and kind of drag the client on for a period of time and then deliver, right? So always, having a strong lender is really, really.
Can I say something right there?
Absolutely.
Right there is a key in the needs analysis, because if you can let me see if I could get it done and it's real estate related,
Yep.
and you're a new agent and maybe you don't know how to get it done, find someone else in the office who knows how to get that done, partner up with them, split half the commission or however you do your thing, but partner up, learn, and have them walk you through. They can, show you the process with them, and you brought them money and they brought you money. So you guys now you have a relationship with people in the office, and you're learning the process, and you're able to give a yes to someone you couldn't give a yes to.
Half of something is better than zero, okay? And more importantly, servicing a client, doing the best thing for the client will get you future business, right? Going and, if Pete gets a listing opportunity in Upper Bel Air, Pete's not working in Upper Bel Air every day. He doesn't know the nuances. Maybe he doesn't have connection to the buyer pool in that. It's a very, very specific buyer pool and seller pool, but he has relationships that gives them this opportunity. Several times he's done this. He just brings in a local expert. He's like, whether it's a Keller Williams agent or a non-Keller Williams agent, he is going for the person who is going to get the best result for his client. And that keeps his client coming back for more. That's why his client reached out to him, because his client knows that even though Pete is not the neighborhood expert in Upper Bel Air, that he is going to get him what he wants, okay? And he's going to do whatever it takes to do that without looking past the client's needs at his own, to his own needs. He's going to pull in the person who, he does it with commercial deals too. He has a commercial guy. His clients come to him relationship-wise for commercial needs. He has a client, he has a commercial agent that he partners with every time. Boom, gets it done. So don't let vanity get in the way of your client's needs, to Matthew's point. And guess what? You learn in those moments. You get to look over the shoulder of an expert or somebody who's mastery in that area or in that moment. And it will build your mastery for the future. That is, you get paid to learn, right? It's a great point. Thank you, Matthew.
Can I say something else? Oh, hold on.
Of course.
I want to say one thing right there. In mastery of that skill, you want to get them to tell you no and why, and identify their financial situation. Because then you could write down whatever you want to call it. They don't have any money. They need loans, whatever you want to call it. They're in your book. When you get some hot loan deal that comes by, like a year and a half, bam, you have 100 of those guys stacked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to get everybody down to the brass tacks in the relationship, so you can measure them to how often you need to contact them in this scheme that you just set up, because you know this process.
Yeah, stop looking at your clients as clients, right? Or stop looking at your client as single transactional relationships, right? You want the client for a lifetime. So how you act in this moment is how your client expects you to act in every moment. At the end of the transaction is not the end of your relationship. You want to be of value and be relevant in their lives, present in their lives, so that you can take advantage of any opportunity that they have and that their spheres have. That's what you're trying to get into. You're trying to
Their sphere is going to say like, you know, they're the ones who can report to their spheres. You know, I had blah, blah, blah as my agent. They did this so well, you know, they're the ones talking to their, you know, gaggle groups, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I think the statistic is something like 90% of the buyers or sellers would work with their agent again, but only like 17% do, because the agents drop those relationships. They treat those relationships as transactional relationships, not as, you know, like client for life relationships. And that's a waste of energy. You spend all this time and energy trying to get a client, get them to move to a lead, get them to move to a contact, get them to move to cultivate, get them to move to appointment, get them to write a contract, get them to close a deal, and then you walk away from them. That's like such a lost opportunity. Such a lost opportunity in not continuing that relationship for future opportunities. And that's
and you want them if they move into a new community, you want to, and you're the buyer's agent, you place a new client, you want them saying, yeah, you know, use this guy, he did wonderful for me, because other people in that community now may be selling off of their sale.
Yeah, I mean, to my point earlier is you want them to feel something about you. If they feel something about you, then they're going to they're going to recommend you with like
and that comes from like being kind and like treating the client like you would like your grandma, is how I call it, like grandma service.
Absolutely, I totally agree. They, you know, every once in a while, organically, you know, agents will like hit a pocket of business, right? I remember, you know, one agent did in the matter of 3 deals in a matter of 3 years did 7 deals with this pocket of family members. She did a great job for the first family member, and then she's like, oh, I want you to help my son, and then I want to help you to help my daughter, and then it went into cousins, and then it's like 7 deals in 3 years from this one transaction, because this agent, and that's because she created raving fans in that moment, in those transactions. She delivered. The matriarch says, she got me what I wanted. Right?
Because you get to someone's needs, and goes to like sort of what I was saying before, and sort of what Joy was saying before, is they say whatever I want, you know, wherever they live. And I'm every piece of real estate I could tell you its value in Southern California. I know the areas all very well, from the high end to the low end, but wherever you live, in LA, there's always somewhere higher.
Yeah.
There's always somewhere better. There's always something that the Joneses prefer. There's always a more Jonesy Jones. It never ends here.
Yeah,
so
like
you just gotta get them to what they're jonesing for, identify their money. What can they get that they're jonesing for? If they're jonesing for something, actually deliver and find something. So you have to dig. So you have to be the digger in order to find. But if you're digging for everybody, then you should be finding some. And now you have business, because you got to the needs fast. You got to get close fast. You got to get to the real needs of what they're willing to do and what they jones for. And that comes over coffee and talk. But you have to be able to learn that process.
Yeah, I agree. Through personal interaction. I totally agree. Not, do you need to buy or sell real estate today? Right? Not, hey, I'm calling to see if you need real estate today. You know, I had this agent that I was coaching years ago, who was Tom Ferry, you know, devotee, which is great, which is a great system. of lead generation. But he was just capping out every year. He's like, I do 16 deals every year and I can't move past it. I'm making the same amount of money for the last 5 years. What's going on? And he's like, I make my calls every day and I make 20 calls. And I was like, okay, and how many people are you talking to? He's like, probably around 2 or 3. And I'm like, well, what do you ask in those conversations? What are those conversations like? He's like, well, I called him. I said, hey, it's Joey Sakovich, just calling to see if you need to buy or sell real estate, right? What are your real estate plans for plans or needs for the next year? Is what basically he would say. Which I got it, right? And it's a dark game in a way. You're looking for someone with a specific need in that moment. But they would answer, and he would be, okay, great. I'll call. You don't have any needs today. I'll call you back in a couple of months, right? And with the same question. So what I said to him, I said, what do you think those 17 other people who are not picking up the phone are thinking when they see your name pop up on the phone? They're thinking, oh, Joey Sakovich is calling me and ask me if I need to buy or sell real estate in the next year. I don't need that, so I'm not going to pick up, right? They have no reason to talk to you if they don't have a need, right? And even if they had a need, I'm not so sure that they would pick up either, right? The point is, he wasn't relationship building. He was just throwing darts at his contact list to see who had a need today. And in that, there was no feeling, there was no connectivity. And I tried to shift him to more interpersonal relationships, knowing more about his clients' needs and what their dog's name is and their children, and to have personal relationships so that they felt something, so they would pick up his call at least and say, say, oh, Joey's calling to check in. I wonder what Joey's doing. I wonder what, they feel something about that person, about you, that they actually want to spend 3 to 5 minutes talking on the phone with you. And at least move from not picking up the phone, but, oh, Joey, hitting the auto response, sorry, I can't talk right now. Could you call me back later? Right? Or something to that effect. So, that old school, like, lead generating, boiler room, Glengarry Glen Ross is no longer the way to build a sustainable business, because it's looking for the deal for today. And if you're looking for the deal for today, then you're on a 99.5%, 99.9.5% rate of rejection, right? Because it's easier for people to put up their hand and say no to do you need to buy or sell real estate today, than it is to checking in. How's the family? Oh, I remember your dog was having an issue last time we talked. How's that going? Having relational conversations for the opportunity of someday, right? All right. So tirade, sorry, but let's get some recap, or let's get some ahas. Anybody?
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
So usually right there is actually where you could get to the needs, is when you help them in their relationships and stuff like that. No matter if it's somebody that you're working on for whatever reason that you're sniffing something in their direction, that person usually has people that they trust to make decisions. And if you can get to a point where you're in the relationship where, let's just say, Christmas is coming up or their birthday's coming up, and sometimes they have those difficult conversations of, what am I going to do? You know, I would love to have a beach condo versus this big house, or whatever the conversation is, where you're moving the person to a developed need that you develop to get to everybody you're developing should be getting to get ultimately to find out their needs as fast as possible, but it's not something that can happen as fast as possible. Otherwise you lose.
Yeah, understanding those underlying motivators, drivers to wanting to live.
But usually if
beach.
you're dealing with someone, let's just say, who has money and has a house and usually they have whatever, their sisters, their dad, their brother, somebody, grandpa, who they rely on and trust, and who's tied to the financial interests of the property and the decision-making process. So you have to also know the decision makers for that family.
Yeah.
And that also, by doing so, builds you to be the agent of the family of the future versus just like Joey was saying, where you make those captures that can basically corn stalks that grow more than once.
I agree. Yep, I agree. Anyone else, ahas or insights that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I like the way you phrased it. You know, don't throw darts at your contacts. This relationship building.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because that's yeah, it has such limitation, Lance. It's such a narrow opportunity. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, Maury.
And it's not one transaction and done. You know, stay with
Say
them.
that one more time.
It's not one transaction and done.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay with them for life.
Absolutely. Yeah, and to be there for them through that life cycle, you know, use systematically, and to be able to do that for larger groups of people, you have to have a system, for sure. Anybody else?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the conversation, and a lot of it rang true for me as well. Like, I had the client I just closed with a lease. She has a house in Arizona, so I referred her to an agent in Arizona, and then she calls me like every week just to talk to me. And then she said her parents want to sell their house, so now she wants me to help her parents sell her house. So yeah, it's like I'm grateful for the conversation. And Matthew, I've never met you before, but you have a lot of great points, and you should join more of these more often. I like the conversation between the two of you.
It's great. Thank you, Matthew.
Can I say another thing? If you are making money, there are tax write-offs that you can use for like gifts and stuff like that. You want to max that out on a certain group of clients if you're, you know, always.
Yeah, focus your
whatever, whether it's a bottle of wine or whatever, it's because I think it's like $25 or $35 that you get to write off as gifts, like for stuff like that. You know, at Christmas time, it's, you know, a nice card and, you know, a bottle of wine, you know, or something, whatever, $25 something item that's of value. But not like
going deeper on the people who matter and the relationships that matter is all in line with good business practices, for sure.
I need gift ideas too. That's another thing I need, sources, because I'm running out of ideas for a couple.
Well, you know what? Tony Thomas just gave me that app. I haven't really gone on it yet. It's, I think, THNKS, and you can send anything. Like, they have a whole list of like things that they'll send clients with a thank you card. Like, you could send them a Starbucks card, and it's all via text.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You're like, and it's like, just they're like little things that make it really simple to just stir the pot a little bit. You know, hey, I was just thinking about you today, and since we can't have coffee together, here's like, you know, here's a little Starbucks card to, you know, virtual card buy a cup of coffee and think of me, right? You know, that kind of thing. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. And thanks, Matthew, for joining. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, you guys. It was really
Weekend.
good. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.